probably one of the most active in the community, the immigrant rights space this last year. That's someone it's a pleasure to know. Please do welcome to stage.
We're in Dallas. At the ICE protest. It's a lot of people.
I hate that we have to meet like this, but let's make this time count. So we all know that ICE is cowards. They are cowards. They are aggressive, violent cowards. But let me tell you about what their demeanor is like when they are down the street at Dallas Immigration Court. Because if you think that this behavior that they displayed, which resulted in Renee losing her life, if you think that that's just because there was some operation happening out on the streets, they bring this energy with them into every space that they are allowed to exist. And that includes the hallways of immigration court, which were never intended to be a hunting ground for easy targets. And that is what they have turned our community members, our immigrant community members into. Fish and barrels. So thanks to so many amazing faith leaders last year, we were able to form this thing called Vecinos Unidos, which just means neighbors that unite. That's really all it means. And we went from church to church, asking folks to come in and volunteer with us. Let me tell you, the average age of our volunteer is somewhere in the mid-50s. Most of our volunteers are women. Most of them are white women. I'm very grateful for my white allies because it changes the way that ICE behaves in the hallways. They won't abandon what they are doing, but it does change what they are doing when there is a white ally standing next to us versus when it was just myself or another brown friend. We were threatened with arrest. We had our photographs taken. And for a while, they behaved themselves once they saw that we were recruiting amazing white allies. They behaved themselves. But recently, I'm sorry to tell you that recently that same energy that you saw on display, which resulted in the loss of a life, is the same energy that they are now back in court with. They took a little break in September, and they have come back, and every time they come back, they have come with aggression for the observers, threats to arrest. They've taken driver's licenses. They've pushed our volunteers. I just told you most of our volunteers are women in their 50s. Yes, they have pushed our volunteers. They have knocked their phones out of their hands and threatened them with arrest. So if you think that what happened is exclusive to Minneapolis or some street operation, this is what they do. This is what they do. They bring aggression into spaces that are supposed to be protected for due process. There is no due process now in Dallas Immigration Court. You're going to hear from other amazing speakers that are all leading initiatives in different parts of the community here in Dallas, and I would urge you to get involved. If you are not already involved, please get involved with one of the organizations that is up here doing their best to confront and come up against the hostility of ICE, even when it means that we are potentially in danger, just for reporting what they are doing, without taunting them, just for asking for a phone number from the person that they are taking so that we can notify their family member that they've been taken. We are threatened with physical violence. So I don't think there's more that I can say. You all know that ICE is power, that we need your help. I'm very grateful for all of you that came out, those faces that I'm very familiar with. Keep coming to court, keep going to all the different volunteer initiatives. This, unfortunately, isn't going to get better unless we make it better. So let's make it better.
All right. Our next speaker is going to be Andy from the National Alliance Against Racist and Political Repression. Check, 1, 2, can you hear me? Hi everybody, I'm Andy with National online 6 ways to political repression, and I just want to share a few words with y'all. First, thank you for coming out tonight. This is big, this is wonderful. Thank you so much. From its inception, our organization has had one fundamental steadfast goal from which pretty much everything that we do stems, and that is to resist the brutalities of state repression. So what happened in Minneapolis represents an unprecedented level of violence perpetrated by ICE within our communities. So many of us here today, in our daily lives, we stand up to racism and brutal injustice, and for this, ICE viciously murdered Renee. For this, Renee Nicole Good was taken from her community. She was taken from her friends, she was taken from her wife, and she was taken from her son. Shame! Margaret Dallas, the organization put us here today, and every one of you in the crowd are all here to respond to this violence clearly and firmly. We are not scared. We will not back down. We've started something here, and we will continue to act in solidarity with Renee Nicole Good. We will carry her in our minds, in our hearts, and in our fighting spirits, and all the work that we do to bring an end to the very injustices Renee Nicole Good and everybody else who suffered from racism and political repression have fought against. Really appreciate it.
in moments that never should have happened. So please hold their names in your hearts. What happened to Renee did not go unseen. It was recorded by volunteers who were there with her. The community was there. And that's something that people are doing that same work here in Dallas today. They are bearing witness, documenting harm, and protecting our communities through visibility. So then, when I tell you this, how many of you all know DPD does not verify ICE agents right now? That should scare the living shit out of you. He said that ICE agents are allowed to work in undercover capacity. They're allowed to work in masks. They're allowed to wear vests that say ICE. And I can just buy that shit off of Amazon and kidnap somebody. And DPD doesn't verify it.
Buenas tardes. Soy miembro de la Federación de Alianza Nacional contra la Represión Política Racial en Dallas. Esta organización se organizó desde los 60, 70, cuando empezó los derechos civiles con un señor que empezó, que se llama Frank Chapman. Vive en Chicago. Pues como ustedes saben, Chicago también está en ataque contra ICE. No nada más Chicago, no nada más, en todas las ciudades, toda la nación están peleando contra ICE. La migra no es parte de la comunidad. La comunidad es lo que nos protege. justicia. No hay paz. Quiero dar las gracias a todos por venir. Quiero darles mi gratitud por estar aquí con nosotros. Cada miembro que está aquí parado al lado de ustedes son miembros de la comunidad y uno mismo, cada uno dependiente se quiere a uno mismo. No hay odio, no hay algo que usted no puede. Todas las organizaciones que están aquí están con ustedes. Estamos aquí para apoyarlos, estamos aquí para defenderlos. No tenemos que tener miedo a esta administración y no miedo a ICE, porque China la migra. René era una activista por algunas organizaciones que estamos aquí. René puso su vida en línea con nosotros. Ella estaba haciendo lo mismo que nosotros estamos haciendo ahorita. Estamos protegiendo nuestra comunidad. Tenemos nosotros, toda la comunidad, yo he vivido como migrante en México. Este país me ha dado muchas cosas que yo nunca puedo imaginar. Me dio comunidad, me dio amor, me dio paz. Pero cuando supe cómo está el sistema contra nosotros y nos quieren deportar, me enojé. Y por eso empecé a organizarme, a tomar acción. Necesitamos hacer más que nada más venir y protestar, gritar. Necesitamos organizarnos, necesitamos tomar acción. Lo que esta organización lo están haciendo, ellos se utilizan todos los días para terrorizar las calles, terrorizar las cortes.
We're in Dallas, Texas, everybody. At the City Hall in Dallas, Texas.
Ahí están campamentos que están matando gente todos los días. Todos los días hay gente que muere. René nada más es uno de miles que han matado todo eso este año pasado. No hay justicia, no hay paz.
Yeah, it's a protest against ICE and what they did yesterday.
Que ICE no exista. No hay razón por que la migra exista. Todos nosotros estamos aquí para cuidarnos. La razón que nosotros estamos en este mundo es para cuidarnos y amarnos. Por favor, cuídense a uno mismo. Cuiden a su familia, cuiden a sus amigos, cuiden a su comunidad. Pregunten por ellos si están bien. Cuídenlos. Pregunten si necesitan ayuda, porque hay muchos recursos en este país que sí hay para ayudarlos. Por favor, no tengan miedo, no hay razón por tener miedo, es lo que ellos quieren hacer. Quieren tener miedo contra ustedes, hacerle miedo para que no hagan nada y no va a pasar. ¿Por qué? Porque la gente está unido, el pueblo está unido. Además de decir, queremos ICE y la policía, porque la policía de Dallas son también cómplices con ICE. Ellos están dejando que la gente que está desapareciendo en las calles. Ya hemos visto en vivo, nuestros activistas, nuestras organizaciones lo han visto en vivo. Ha tenido familiares que han deportado aquí, pero también ha tenido personas personas que son muy queridos conmigo y se han puesto una línea para decirles, ICE, no te queremos aquí. Y por eso estamos demandando que la comunidad se encarga de la policía. Nosotros debemos decir quién demanda de policía de control comunitario, porque es la única manera que vamos a vivir siendo sanos. porque ahorita no estamos sanos, no nos quieren y esa administración nos quieren afuera. Cada uno ahorita somos terroristas en los ojos de ellos. Shame. Y nada más quiero decir que nadie es ilegal. Nadie es ilegal en este mundo. Cada uno de ustedes y toda la gente que no está aquí. En este mundo hay razón por qué estamos aquí. Hay una razón y la razón es porque hay razón que nos queremos, tenemos que amarnos y tenemos que cuidarnos a uno mismo. Y por esa razón nadie es ilegal en este país. No hay razón porque uno tiene que estar encerrado en cárceles. No hay razón porque uno tiene que estar en esclavitud, porque eso es lo que estamos. Están agarrando de gente y lo están poniendo en esclavitud porque lo están poniendo y una cosa más quiero decir, chinga la amiga.
One thing I do want to mention, at the table of El Movimiento, we have these kids here, along with whistles, along with red cards. There's a hotline number on here. Okay. We're out kids, but if you go to El Movimiento Instagram or search for El Movimiento, we have a hotline here. If you call this number, operators, volunteers doing the work on the ground in the community, if you're in Dallas, will answer and can get them these resources, can come to verify ICE activity, to put them in touch with the community that can help them. There's a pueblo, salva de pueblo, right? So the number, again, you can find us on Instagram, but the number I want to take out, remember this right now, 469-306-2078. 469-306-2078. That number is the difference between life and death, between a person being locked away in ISIS's labyrinth and dungeon system or their freedom. So it's important, but please be aware of that and support the work El Movimiento is doing. All right, our next speaker is going to be a community organizer, somebody who's been on the ground here in Dallas doing the hard work, the difficult work of helping people, helping immigrants when they're under attack, and that's Sandra.
Muchas gracias por estar aquí. Tenemos mucho bien here. My name is Sandra. I'm a community organizer. This is October 27th last year, alongside with other community organizers, volunteers, and clergy. We have been sending
Y'all see all this? Pretty good crowd.
We help her understand how she could send money so that they could make laws and buy food. We talked through options about bonds, the historical positions. Then we made a plan on how to be able to save them. Like her, I truly believe that it will take community to take care of community through this moment. Renee was a real person with a life, with people who love her, with a son like me, and a future that should not have been stolen. Honoring her means more than thoughts and prayers and gatherings. It means demanding safety, accountability, and care for our communities. We all want change. Today more than ever, I call on all of us to be the light in the middle of the darkness, to protect one another, to show up without hesitation, to be freedom fighters. And with this I close. And no power like the power of the people to the power of the people of God.
Our next speaker is going to be Haley from the Party of Socialist and Liberation.
Yesterday morning, a killer ICE agent murdered Renee in cold blood while she exercised her First Amendment right to legally observe. Shame. A wife who is now dead because of ISIS reign of terror. This happened not long after thousands of ICE agents descended upon Minneapolis in a racist campaign targeting Somali immigrants. Renee took it upon herself to become a legal observer to protect her neighbors. And she was not alone in death. She was surrounded by her neighbors on every side, back, right, left, front. People who were documenting and fighting for the same thing she was. And let's be clear, she gave her life protecting her neighbors. As a legal observer, it was her duty to tell the truth, just like it was her neighbor's duty to document ICE when they came up to her corridor. And now it's our duty. It is our duty to bear witness to the atrocities that ICE enacts in our communities so that Renee, Nicole Good,
yourself a big round of applause. Alright, our next speaker is going to be Kai of the Freedom Road Socialist Organization. Give it up for Kai.
My name is Kai Leslie with the Freedom Road Socialist Organization, and I'm proud to be here with people who are rising up against ICE. Because of them, there are words that witness testimony about the actions of the police at a protest. I want all of us to take a moment to thank the legal observers here today and across the country. She was buried in ice rain and she was brutally murdered in cold blood by Jonathan Ross. Today was murdered while bearing witness to the deployment of nearly 2,000 ICE personnel in the Twin Cities. But it wasn't the first time ICE was executing an innocent person. 25 people that we know in the last year have been murdered by ICE, and countless lives have been ruined. We know the actions of ICE are deplorable, but we also know people are in the streets fighting back. Any way they can, spreading the word of ICE's presence, slowing down the raids, blocking their vehicles, and the Freedom Road Socialist Organization is proud to stand with the people rising up against ICE. Is an example to all of us. All our movements are connected by our common enemy. These capitalist pigs, like Donald Trump, want to divide us and isolate us. Police department and any agency that will try to harm our movement, and we will always stand with the people. I'm never going for the Trump agenda. All power to the people. All power to the people. All power to all the people. Thank you. Hey y'all, I'm Bobby. I'm the chair of the Dallas branch of the National Alliance Against Political Repression. I would like to thank all of you for coming out today. It's been a heavy couple of days. We just heard that in Portland, ICE shot 2 more people today. So can't change. Final remarks, and then we'll move on to the rest of this action. So, yeah. So there's a saying that the climate crisis is watching other people record climate disasters on their phones, assuming you're the one recording a climate disaster on your phone. I'd like to offer up an addendum to the saying. The dying off of the American empire is watching the cops hurt, kidnap, and kill innocent and good people, until it is you being hurt, kidnapped, or killed by the pigs. Renee Logan was killed by the pig. Shame. She died defending the people. She died for the people. And for that, we have come to honor her. That could have been my mom or dad that she was standing up for. Renee is a martyr. Let's honor her name together. When I say her name, say presente. Renee Nicole Good. Renee Nicole Good. Renee Nicole Good. I'm proud of every single one of you that came out here tonight. Together we can achieve all that we aim to. And if we're going to get this guy put in prison, we have to move together. So I look forward to moving with all of you. In a very calm, orderly fashion, we're going to pivot into a march. I need at least 3 volunteers to hold the banner in the front of the march. Okay? somebody else, somebody else. You, yes, please. Just hold the banner. All right, what we're gonna do is the crowd is gonna wait while the banner gets over to the street, and then we will all follow the banner together. There's gonna be a truck that will lead our march, so we will line up behind that truck. So banner, let's do the banner, people. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right. Now, if y'all don't mind, clear your way to the banner. The banner people will walk down to the street, just straight down to the road's left. Banner right. Next to the front, please. All right, banner, are you all ready to move? All right, let's start moving. Pivot right, and go straight that way. Yeah. All right. Now, let's wait for the banner to come by you, then fall in behind the banner.
protest. They're talking about fuck ICE. Chinga la migra. Fuck ICE. Chinga la migra. Fuck ICE. Fuck ICE. Fuck ICE. Chinga la migra. Fuck ICE. Fuck ICE. Four-legged no.